Are you working 50 or 60 hours a week and still wondering where the profits are in your law firm? Today I'm breaking down the top mistakes that law firm owners make and how you can avoid them, or if you've made them, how you can fix them. I'm Darcel, your fellow solo attorney that's helping you to build a better life and a better law firm. So let's get right into it. Mistake number one, not running your law firm like the business that it is. You should not be treating it like it's just a legal job. This is a business. You need to wear your business owner hat first, lawyer hat second. So what does it mean when I say you're not running your law firm like a business? You don't have a business plan, or maybe you made one when you first went solo and haven't looked at it since. You have no KPIs, no key performance indicators that tell you if your firm is doing well or if it's not doing so well. And having no financial strategy, not understanding your own profit and loss, not knowing if you're profitable or not. So how are we going to fix this? We're going to set clear revenue targets. We're going to track your overhead, and we're going to review these things monthly. We are going to start showing up in our law firms as a business owner. All right, mistake number two, doing everything yourself. Being scared or refusing to delegate legal work, administrative work, marketing work, feeling like it just gets done better if you do it yourself. You're micromanaging, you have fear surrounding kind of giving work to anyone else. This is going to take you, on the fast track to burnout and to bottlenecks in your law firm. Now, these are things that I am continually working through. I don't have it all perfect. I never will have it all perfect. You will never have it all perfect. But we need to identify when we're making these mistakes and start taking action to improve them. So, some tips on how to solve this problem. If you don't have any help, you need to hire a virtual assistant, maybe a paralegal, depending on what your needs are. If you're not quite at the point of getting help, and my threshold for bringing on any kind of help is that I want to see $15,000 a month in revenue coming in consistently before you start hiring some help. That's my threshold. You may have a higher threshold, you may have a lower threshold. And when I say bringing on help, that doesn't mean it has to be a full-time W-2 employee. No. Nowadays, there's so many ways to get virtual help, part-time help to keep those costs down. So there's a lot of options out there for you. But if you're not at that point yet, or you don't feel quite ready to bring someone else into your business, it's time for you to integrate technology. And it doesn't have to be scary. I am not a big tech person at all, but there are tools that I use to help with the intake process, with scheduling, managing my calendar. There are so many ways that you can integrate technology in an easy and simple way that helps you and creates a better experience for your clients. So many times as law firm owners, we look at problems just from our perspective as far as what the issue is for us and for our team. But what about for your client? What is the customer service experience clients are having when they call your office, when they email your office, when they text your office, when they want to schedule a consultation? It should not be hard to schedule a consultation with you. That process should be easy, streamlined. There should be no difficulty in getting on your calendar. Now, that does not mean you should be available the next day. I am not. Right now I'm booked out, about 5 weeks. But it's easy to get on my calendar. But that's because we have some systems, we have some processes, and I have integrated technology to make getting on my calendar easy. Mistake number three, not having a clear niche or not knowing who your ideal client is. You should not be taking on any case that walks in. I'm not a big proponent of being a general practitioner of all things. If you're just starting out, I understand the urge or to feel the need that you need to take on anything because you need to get money in the door. But taking on any case, being a general practitioner, it really dilutes your expertise and really the brand. If you're going out as a solo, we are looking to get clients to want to work with you. There's a lot of other attorneys who do what you do. We want clients to want you. We've talked about that in a lot of other videos about developing that know, like, and trust factor. And so by doing just anything and everything that comes in the door, you're really diluting that for your firm and for your clients. So how are we going to fix this? We need to really get clear on your niche and your market in that area. And this is not to say you only can have one niche. I don't think that at all. As a solo, I think you should have 2 or 3 practice areas. One that's going to be steady, that no matter what the market is doing, it's going to stay busy. One that can kind of be more market-based. It could kind of have highs and lows depending on where things are in the market or the season. And then you can have a passion practice area. One that might be really small and not a big part of your practice, but you really love doing it. It really speaks to your soul. I think as a solo, you need to have kind of those different practice areas or niches, or it can be within one big practice area. So maybe you're an immigration attorney, but there's so many different types of work within the practice of immigration that you can really focus on when you're defining your niche within immigration and figuring out who is your ideal client in that immigration practice area. So we need to get very clear on that. Mistake number 4, poor pricing, undercharging, not putting a true value or that reflects the services you provide to your client. Thinking you have to be cheaper than your competition. No. The fear of raising your fees and having unclear pricing models are going to be detrimental to your law firm. It really devalues your work and limits your ability to scale. And so we're going to fix this by really knowing your true value that you're bringing to clients, looking at using flat fees. I'm a big proponent of flat fees in my firm. I have a handful of hourly matters, but generally speaking, I'm primarily flat fee. But you need to know what value you're bringing, your expertise, how much time does it take to do that flat fee work to make sure you're charging your flat fees appropriately. Maybe you have, making sure you're having an adequate retainer up front. Too many times I see attorneys taking on really small retainers to get somebody in the door as a signed client. That is going to be a problem client for you, especially if you have a practice area like family law, where there's going to be a lot of variables, maybe a lot of unknowns. You don't know what opposing counsel is going to do or what kind of tactics they're going to bring to the case and how many hours it's going to take. You can have unexpected motions and hearings pop up in those cases. And if you have a client that is struggling to meet that initial retainer and you're reducing it at the very outset, you are setting the tone of what to expect in that next 1 year or 2 years of working with that client. You're going to have issues getting paid in that case. I can almost guarantee that. There may be some instances where that's not the case and you work out some kind of reoccurring monthly payment plan and it works beautifully and the client complies and you don't have any issues. And that's amazing. That's just not what I see the most of when I'm working with law firm owners who are struggling to get paid by current clients and are having those money issues with current clients and having to withdraw from cases when they're not getting paid. Or sometimes they don't even withdraw and they're just staying on, really doing pro bono work that they didn't sign up for, right? And so ensuring that you are pricing correctly and that you're getting the appropriate retainer amount in those cases, not just upfront, but that the client is replenishing those retainers when they hit a certain threshold, whatever your threshold is for replenishment. All right, next mistake. I think we're on number 5 now. Ignoring marketing, not focusing on marketing, or relying only on referrals. Now, I will tell you right now, someone who is referred to me is the best type of client. And when I say best type of client, I mean that they are a warm or hot lead. They're not searching on Google for an estate planning lawyer, seeing me and 10 other attorneys and trying to figure out who they want to hire. If someone is referred to me, there's already a vote of confidence from me as their attorney by someone that they already know, like, and trust, right? So maybe they've gone to their real estate agent, their mortgage lender, their financial planner, their CPA, and that person has said, hey, call Darcel. She can take care of your estate plan for you. She can help you. I know her. She'll do a good job for you. That client's already coming to me having already decided that they want to work with me. So that's the best type of client. So this is no dig at referred clients, because that's the best type of client as far as that conversion rate of, inquiry to actually becoming a paid client. However, we don't want to rely on referrals alone. You should still be looking at other efforts to market yourself and to market your firm, okay? So we want to figure out what that plan is for you. You should have a website. You should be putting out content. If that's a blog, if that's video content, if you do an email newsletter, there should be a way that you're continually putting content out, reminding people of what you do and how you can help. If you're going to be doing social media, there's so many different platforms of social media, so we can look at kind of what's the best option for you, who's your ideal client, and where are they online? Are they on social? If so, what platform? And we need to get you there, because we need to get you in front of your potential client to identify that if they have this problem, you can help them. You are the one that they should be hiring. So we need to figure out not just your referral system and building out your network, but also what is your marketing plan. If you don't have a marketing plan, that's what you need to work on, and that's what you need to develop and figure out. Again, doesn't have to be complex and doesn't have to be expensive. For my solo lawyers, you cannot compete financially with these mid and large size firms. Their marketing budgets are astronomical, but there are things you can do in your marketing where clients will want to work with you over any other attorney. And let's see, next mistake, number 6 now. This is going to be our last one. Not having systems, not having processes. Even if it's just you, if you are a true solo, you should still have systems and processes. At my firm, I am continually tweaking, editing, or creating new processes on how we do things. Every task should not be reinvented every day. Again, even if it's just you, these things should be documented, because there will be a point in time where you need to hire that first virtual assistant, that part-time paralegal, a full-time paralegal. So you need to start building out those processes now, so you have those in your firm. So how do you know if you need to do this? If you don't have an intake process, you don't have any kind of checklist for onboarding, you don't have, people would call them like SOPs, standard operating procedures. I don't care what you call them, just how you do what you do. That should be documented. If you don't have that, that's what you need to focus on right now, okay? And you should have those. I think you should start with probably your intake process, how you do billing, and probably communication are kind of 3 big areas where I see attorneys having problems with not having systems and processes. So that's where you should start. So again, what are the mistakes that we went over today? Not running your law firm like a business. That was number 1. Number 2, doing everything yourself. Number 3, not having a clear niche, not knowing who your ideal client is. Number 4, undercharging. Number 5, not having a proper marketing plan. Number 6, not having systems, not having processes. And we're all guilty of these mistakes. Again, nobody has it all figured out. It's not perfect. But what are you going to do to improve? What are you going to do to get your law firm to run like a business so you can work on your law firm and not always in your law firm? Because believe me, there is a difference there. If you made one of these mistakes, I would love to hear about it. Again, I have made all of these mistakes. I am sharing with you firsthand as far as what I've done and what I know and what I've learned and how I'm continuing to make those improvements in my law firm. So I hope this helps. I would love to have you join and subscribe if you haven't already to kind of get these tips as far as running your law firm as a business, how to do so. And if you know a fellow solo lawyer who probably needs some tips also, please share with them. I would love to have them get these tips and make some changes to improve their law firms also. All right, so thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.